sideways when it rotated. Good reflexes. Oh, shut up. The other three shapes turned on sunlights and pulled off the building's roof and knocked down the remaining walls. The people inside looked dead, bloody and still. The machines began to check them, though, and a young woman suddenly rolled over and raised the laser rifle she'd been concealing. She aimed it at the one with the broken hand and did manage to raise a puff of smoke from its chest before she was shredded. The one checking the bodies hadn't even looked up. "No good," it said. "All dead, no tunnels, no exotic weapons I can find." "Well, we got some stuff for Unit 8. They turned off their lights and sped off simultaneously in 4 different directions. The one with the bad hand moved about a quarter mile and stopped to inspect the damage with a dim infrared light. It beat the hand against its side a few times. Still, only the 2 digits worked. "Wonderful. We'll have to bring it in." "So what would you have done?" "Who's complaining? I'll spend part of my 10 in base camp." The 4 of them took 4 different routes to the top of a treeless hill. They stood in a row for a few seconds, arms upraised, and a cargo helicopter came in at treetop level and snatched them away. "Who got the second kill there?" thought the one with the broken hand. A voice appeared in all 4 heads. "Berryman initiated the response, but Hogarth commenced firing before the victim was unambiguously dead, so by the rules they share the kill." The helicopter with the 4 soldier boys dangling slipped down the hill and screamed through the night at treetop level, in total darkness, east toward friendly Panama. I didn't like Scoville having the soldier boy before me. You have to monitor the previous mechanic for 24 hours before you take it over to warm up and become sensitive to how the soldier boy might have changed since your last shift, like losing the use of 3 fingers. When you're in the warm-up seat, you're just watching. You're not jacked into the rest of the platoon, which would be hopelessly confusing. We go in strict rotation, so the other 9 soldier boys in the platoon also have replacements breathing over their mechanic's shoulders. You hear about emergencies where the replacement has to suddenly take over from the mechanic. It's easy to believe. The last day would be the worst even without the added stress of being watched. If you're going to crack or have a heart attack or stroke, it's usually on the 10th day. Mechanics aren't in any physical danger, deep inside the operations bunker in Portobello, but our death and disability rate is higher than the regular infantry. It's not bullets that gets us, though. It's our own brains and veins. It would be rough for me or any of my mechanics to replace people in Scoville's platoon, though. They're a hunter-killer group, and we're harassment and interdiction. H and I. Sometimes loaned to psychops. We don't often kill. We aren't selected for that aptitude. All 10 of our soldier boys came into the garage within a couple of minutes. The mechanics jacked out, and the exoskeleton's shells eased open. Scoville's people climbed out like little old men and women, even though their bodies had been exercised constantly and adjusted for fatigue poisons. You still couldn't help feeling as if you'd been sitting in the same place for 9 days. I jacked out. My connection with Scoville was a light one, not at all like the near telepathy that links the 10 mechanics in the platoon. Still, it was disorienting to have my own brain to myself. We were in a large white room with 10 of the mechanic shells and 10 warm-up seats, like fancy barber chairs. Behind them, the wall was a huge backlit map of Costa Rica, showing with lights of various colors where Soldier Boy and Fly Boy units were working. The other walls were covered with monitors and digital readouts with jargon labels. People in white fatigues walked around checking the numbers. Scoville stretched and yawned and walked over to me. "Sorry you thought that last bit of violence was unnecessary. I felt the situation called for direct action."